One of the coolest things about WorldBox is it has over 22 different biomes, not even including the two kind of secret ones too. And every single one of these biomes is just super unique because more than just looking different from one another, each biome, as you can see down here on the bottom, allows different kinds of creatures to spawn in. And you know, creatures are pretty awesome, but they also don't do a lot. However, if you get all of these little creatures close to something like, oh, say, I don't know, a monolith, now you're in business. So today we have given every single biome their very own monolith, and in 500 years we're going to make the inhabitants of every single biome fight to the death to see which one is the best. Let's get right into it. If we go over to these islands right here, you'll notice that they are completely barren. However, the monoliths are actually here. They're just hiding in disguise. So if we click unpause, they appear just like that, and now they have spread across every single island. And now as we let time pass, some mobs will begin spawning in, and as they get in close proximity to their monolith, they will turn from their normal creature version right here into their sapient version over here. As a matter of fact, the first kingdom has already formed, and it is a fly kingdom. I forgot that the monolith may work in some really weird ways, including the fact that this is what the flies look like. Yeah, if you can't tell, this video is going to be weird already. But if we look into our world laws, you're going to see that I have carefully constructed every world law here to the maximum so that this challenge does not get out of hand. Because believe it or not, this is actually my second take of trying this video, and the first take just got so out of hand, I pretty much couldn't even use it for the idea of this video. So for some examples of some of the things I've done, I've turned off kingdom expansion so that every island should be able to develop their own kingdom and not expand into others. All of these randomized traits are off because this could completely screw up the video. Biomes will not try to overgrow one another, so each biome should stay to their true form. And we also have most natural and random disasters off too. And as we speed up time, surely we're gonna have more than just a fly kingdom pop up, right? Oh, nope, we have something else. It is a butterfly kingdom. I'm noticing a trend here. But now you get the idea. A bunch of different types of kingdoms are beginning to pop up, like bees and garlic and penguins and more butterflies. Even some rats down here in this pollution biome, which by the way is one of the two secret biomes that I mentioned. One of the only ways to actually make this biome is just from nuclear bombs. And I think there's like other ways through like subspecies traits and stuff, but I think we all know which way I took, yeah. And the other kind of secret biome is sand. I know that doesn't really sound like a biome, but as you can see, this is where crabs spawn in, like right here. And as we know from many of my videos, crabs are a force to be reckoned with. But anyway, since the war is going to begin at year 500, we're going to give these guys some time to expand. So we're going to simulate to year 250 just to do a check-in of all the kingdoms. And then, of course, after that, we'll let them all beat the crap out of each other. And here we are at year 250. As we can see, every island is actually doing extremely well. Well, most of them. Apparently this island over here, which I believe is the flower biome, has somehow lost its monolith. I'm not quite sure what happened. There used to be a kingdom here, but now all there is a fire slug. So I think it's safe to say they're out of the race for now. But as for everyone else, they do seem to be all looking extremely okay. And as we zoom in, we can see that every biome, for the most part, is still intact, which is what we're going for. However, real quick, I'm actually going to rename all of these kingdoms to what biome they're on, because, you know, it might get kind of confusing when I have to refer to two kingdoms that are both named ew. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I'll be right back. And now, just like that, every biome is named accordingly, so you can easily tell which one is which. So you may as well, at this point, pick your favorite. Personally, I'm thinking of maybe either the crabs, because, you know, they're iconic, or maybe just the frost biome, because it's penguins. So let's compare their mottos. Okay, the crabs, skill and safety. Okay, that's not bad. And with the frost, beer is the destiny. I love this game, man. Yeah, we're going with the Frost Kingdom. That's my new favorite right here. But one last thing I do want to remind you guys is that even though a bunch of these kingdoms only show one picture for like the animal that lives there, if we click on like any of these kingdoms, you'll see that a ton of different subspecies live here. Well, this might have been a bad example since there's only like turtles and garlic, but why are there so many of the... Oh, wait. It's because every single time the monolith activates, it slightly changes all of their genes biomes and branches them off into new subspecies. That's low-key awesome. I'm not gonna lie, but that can also mean that this video might get like super weird. But anyway, at this point, there's nothing else to do but let these guys develop for a little while longer to year 500 and then start the war. And here we are at year 500. Interestingly enough, a couple of the kingdoms from last time actually got destroyed somehow. Such as the guys in the enchanted biome who are low-key in the middle of like a rebuild right now. This island was like desolated last time. However, I think it's gonna be a bit too late. But I think the most interesting thing I've seen is somehow the flower island got colonized again. I'm not even sure how that's possible considering there's no monolith, but it's full of tentacle creatures that are saying they are turtles. Yeah, this is really weird after all. But right before we actually start this war, you'll notice there are 5,000 deaths, which is weird because old age and hunger are off. So I just gotta see where these have come from. So a lot of them eaten. I guess a lot of them ate each other. That makes sense. A lot of burning somehow and a lot of conflict, even though there's been no wars. Yeah, these guys look pretty ready to beat the crap out of each other, don't they? So we are going to grab spite, which for some reason all of my game text is now red. That's really ominous. But anyway, we sprinkle spite over every single kingdom just like that. As we see on the left, every single kingdom has declared war on one another. And then we click unpause. And oh yeah, just for reference, Angry Villagers is on. This war is going to get very racist. Yeah, that's probably just the best word to use there. I'm sorry, guys. As we can see, many kingdoms are already fighting among themselves. I don't see any armies going in, but the paradox biome has already taken an island. One thing I'm noticing is that a lot of these guys have maybe developed a lot of religion powers, like lightning or something, and that may be switching the odds in some people's favor. However, for the most part, it actually looks like people are using bows and just shooting across on the other islands to attack. That's actually pretty funny. The Canadians have taken an island too. My boys, the Penguins, haven't done much, but they do have 68 troops, so they should be doing fine. Savannah biome barely gets taken over by the mushroom biome, and the rocklands are destroyed by the grass biome. Another thing I should mention from the monoliths is that not every species is going to be equal. Creatures like the unicorns here in the celestial biome have a lot of health naturally, but like as we see, if relatively weak biomes like the grass biome can take out more powerful ones like the rocklands biome, really anything is possible. I'm not gonna lie. And the grass biome also goes and takes out the birch biome too. These guys are actually crazy. They're putting work in right now. The mushroom biome has added a new expansion to the north, making them 3 islands big now. My frost biome has sent a long invasion into the candy biome, which it looks like we are unfortunately not winning, but it is pretty close. But as that's going on, the grass biome claims another victim too. And as we pass 50 years since the war began, I believe there's been roughly 3,500 new deaths already. Biomes like the crabs down here are struggling severely, as I don't even know what happened, but they have almost been completely wiped off the map. The Frost Kingdom seems to be struggling, as I believe it may be the Grass Kingdom's next target, which is concerning. The Celestial biome right over here, you know, with all the unicorns I was mentioning earlier, it's just gone. No one even took it. I don't think anyone invaded it. They just left. I don't really know what happened. The mushrooms have now claimed the Garlic Island too, making them the biggest kingdom by quite a bit. And the Singularity biome has now been destroyed too, including the Lucky and Crab biome. I didn't even see all of this, leaving just 12 of the original 24 still alive. I'm actually proud of my boys over here in the Frost biome. They're holding their ground pretty well from the impending grass attacks. And there goes the Infernal biome too. Yeah, the mix of angry villagers and also a lot of these creatures being really powerful actually makes it hard for a lot of these kingdoms to fully capture villages as much as it is for them to just, you know, massacre everyone instead. And wait, hold up. Somehow the grass biome has colonized the Singularity biome. How is this? Do I still have? Yeah, I have kingdom expansion off. How did they do this? This is against the rules. Are they cheating? The grass biome isn't first by far, with hundreds of more soldiers and hundreds more people than like even the nearest kingdoms. And the lemon biome has fallen too. And that's very unfortunate too, as it appears the grass biome has sent most of their army into the frost biome and they kill everyone. In a matter of seconds, look how many there are. That just reinforces how powerful these guys are. I don't think anyone else is going to stand much of a chance. As we're looking over, it actually looks like they're doing the same thing to the candy biome, but they take the biome this time, making them even stronger by far. As it appears, the paradox biome is going in to try to take the crystal biome, but these guys are really tough soldiers, and the crystals are not quite able to hold them off, so the paradox biome has gained another island. And I like, as there's just a few kingdoms left, the arcane desert biome down here has just been chilling the entire time. As in an interesting turn of events, the paradox biome invades the Canadian biome, but the Canadian biome formerly invaded the mushroom biome, who had already been invaded by the grass biome. I didn't even see them take these two islands. This is absolutely crazy. But now the paradox biome has grown even bigger, while the mushroom biome's on the verge of total collapse. And eventually the paradox will go out and deal with the Canadians, leaving just 4 total kingdoms left. The grass try to take one of the last mushroom biomes, but actually fail and leave a weakness, and now the grass biome has actually lost an island. Never mind, they immediately got it back. Okay. And yeah, also the arcane desert was finally destroyed. The grass launches an attack on the paradox biome. Will they be able to hold it off though? No, that was their capital. That was the actual paradox biome they just took. But I think the paradox and grass biome are on the verge of collapse, as yes, they're actually falling to the mushroom kingdom, who's making a little bit of a comeback, but it might just be too late, as the grass biome has continued overwhelming. You know, honestly, I thought they were one of the most boring biomes in the entire game, but look at them here. They are absolutely ravaging and taking these biomes in a matter of seconds. And at almost the same time, they launch armies into both the mushroom and paradox biome, trying to get rid of them. They end up taking the paradox biome, so with a small army and more troops getting sent in, I believe that is it. Wow. After almost another 500 years, the grass biome is the winner, which is honestly extremely surprising. Like, the grass biome is pretty much the most basic biome you get in the game. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, clearly I did something to entertain you, so I'd appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell.